Hey, well, welcome to the table. It's great to see each one of you. And as we're thinking about the table this year, I want to ask, what are the good things that are happening around your table and your ministries?
Something that's been happening for a while now at our church since last year is, and I just gotta give God glory, is we got a new property coming, or we actually purchased a property and we're hoping to move in this summer. So that's like right out the gate. I gotta just give God glory for that one. Yeah, I could tell that our people are getting super excited just with the fact of having kind of our own space, but not just building, neighborhood. You know, we've been renting now for about 8 years, almost 9 years at a Methodist church, which they've been great hosts to us, great as we're there. But yeah, now to have our own community and just love on the community, we're excited about that.
Good.
Man, it's a different world where we're at in the sense of where our church is, because we're not kind of in a neighborhood necessarily. We're kind of in a strip center, and so I found that we have a lot of people who come in and out of there, you know, and trying to capitalize on and reaching out to them. We're developing new ways to do that. This year we have started and implemented a brand new vision and mission for the church. And so we're working towards what does that look like and building out a different kind of ministry than what we've done, even though we have a lot of people coming through our strip mall area. And what is it like to reach out to them just directly and then expand that into our neighborhood. So we're really excited about some new days happening in our church.
I think for us at Victory Hills, looking back, it's been a lot to celebrate, a lot to think about as far as this year. But the one thing that stood out in our minds today as we were talking about this is that we have just had some new people, some key new people that have come to membership in the church. We've had several baptisms as well this year, and those new people have really kind of stepped into the church 2 feet and been involved and been kind of influential in our body. And so it's been really great to be able to see that and see God working that.
I guess I would share or just talk about how we've been able to see God at work through His prevenient grace in the lives of people. That, you know, a lot of times when you're praying for lost people, you don't know all the ways that God's at work in their lives, and even later on you might not know, but sometimes you get some of that story later on. And one of the ways that we've been celebrating that this year is Sal. He's a son of a longtime member of the church, and what we didn't know is that God was working in his heart in ways that we were unaware of. He was reading or listening to the Bible at night, and corresponding with that, we were feeling led to start a men's discipleship group to help people new in the faith, and then try to reach out to fringe people like Sal. And that was happening at the same time, and the Lord said to him, "Go back to the church, I have something for you." And that was happening at the same time we were playing this group, and we just found that out as we invited him and he participated. It was confirmation to him, and then also confirmation to us that God really is at work in the lives of people. I love Melissa Hammer's definition of prevenient grace. God is reaching out to people before they know Him or want Him, and that's what we found to be true in his life.
Good. One of the commonalities of each of your congregations is that each one of you share ministry with another congregation. I think it's great. I wonder if there's some pastors on our district that are considering doing what you're already doing. What kind of advice might you give them?
Really, the advice is first learn to live together. There's that barrier of English and Spanish, or English and Portuguese, or whatever the language barriers are, and just learn to love their cultures first and foremost. The second thing I would say is it's not my church and you're invited, it's our church and we work together to grow the kingdom of God.
for us it's become almost like a family feel. I guess the one example that I would point to is we've had several combined services, and Easter was one of them. And Pastor Tony and I team preached, and his part of the sermon was translated into English and mine into Spanish. And then we baptized together 6 people, 3 from their church and 3 from ours. And so it was just a celebration and kind of a beautiful picture of the kingdom. I think that's an example of that.
Great, good.
The goal of any kind of partnership is for the sake of the gospel, not for us or for them or whatever. That, for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of the kingdom.
I'll tell you that we did something very similar this year. We've really been enjoying the opportunity to have services together. The more that we can unite forces and get everyone in the same room is just powerful. Singing in 2 languages. I actually preached this year, and Pastor Daniel translated, and it was just a wonderful time to get together and to see that God is so at work within Fuente de Vida, as God is just going before us in our English congregation. And so it's that testimony again, like you mentioned, of prevenient grace. God is long at work before we ever even realize it.